Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Live from the Plantation. I'm Spartacus 2.0, aka Jerry Metcalf, and with me, as usual, upstairs across the gallery on his own prison phone is Lucifer 777.
What's good, bro?
Yeah, what up?
Ain't shit. How your day doing?
Ah, pretty good. I woke up a little late. I woke up about 40 minutes ago. Drank me a cup of coffee though. That lubed up all the gears and shit. Got the mind working.
Yeah,
How
you
about
do it,
you?
you do it. Ain't nothing, man. You already know I get up early, but it take me a long time to get calibrated to the day, dog. I ain't gonna hold you, man. Ah, man.
Sound- Sounds like you need a cup of coffee too. I know you've been trying to quit.
For real. For real, you know. What we got going on today, though?
Today is motherfucking growing old in prison. Oh
Oh,
man.
man.
Hey,
See, look.
and before we get started, I just want to add that growing old in prison is a motherfucker.
Yeah, man, it is, ain't it?
Yeah.
It is, bro.
So,
It is.
kick us
For real,
off.
for
What you
real.
got to say on the subject?
I mean, growing old in general is a motherfucker. Well, you gotta grow old, locked in the motherfucking room, 23 hours,
Cave,
23
man,
hours.
a
Some motherfuckers
cave.
got it hard. In a cave for sure. They got it hard. Some motherfuckers got it hard. Level 4, 22 and 2.
Yeah.
Ain't no getting out that
Shit.
bitch. You in
What
your
about
motherfucking
level
room.
five? Level five,
Level 5,
23 hours a day.
23 hours a day, you got 1 hour out. You got one
Yeah.
hour out, bro. Just imagine being locked in the closet for 23 hours. The only time you get out is going to the
Better
bathroom or in
analogy,
the shower.
seven. A better analogy is what I always tell people is if you want to know what prison's like, sit in your bathroom because that's really what a cell is like. You got the toilet and fucking
Definitely.
you can walk, you can
Right.
pace the little floor where you have your rugs, but that's it. You got a window to look outside and you got a door. That's a
Yeah,
cell.
spot on. That's spot on for sure. That's spot on for sure. That's what it
Except
is
for
for
where your
sure.
tub
Everything
is,
right there.
except for where your tub is and where the bunk bed would be.
For sure. And like, listen, right? Growing old in this bitch, bro. It's so with growing old comes life experiences, right? You will not know
Yep.
that, right? But being secluded, being away from motherfuckers and shit, it don't allow you, right, to get, you know what I'm saying, just, you know what I'm saying, enough life experience to where you can like, you know what I'm saying, be a fine, upstanding member of society, right? You gotta take
You
you
mean
get
you
from
mean
one chaotic, right? Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
you mean normal. You can't be normal.
You
You get
need normal,
life
right?
experiences. You just get abnormal ones.
This is abnormal life experiences. You take you from one chaotic environment and then put you in another chaotic environment, and then be like, all right, well, fend for yourself. We don't give you no tools. This is correctional facility, but we ain't gonna do shit to correct your behavior. You know what I'm saying? We don't do
Ah,
nothing to correct your behavior.
hey, and that's
So
why we call it the plantation.
for real, for real. So my experiences personally, man, it's just I just gotta like I spend most of my time, I spend most of my life early on fucking up, right? So now
Yeah,
I'm in a fucked up environment, so I'm like, all right, well, my my mindset now is to like, all right, well, now I have to right my wrongs as a man, period, because ain't nobody gonna show me. Ain't nobody gonna show me, right? I have to come to a realization and be like, all right, well, I've been fucking up most of my life. So maybe you want to slow the fuck down, bro. Just slow down,
yeah,
slow down,
yeah.
and start to really think about it. Start processing information a little bit more. Start analyzing a little bit more, and then you will be better off as a man, as a whole. Period. You know what I'm saying? That's just
For
my
sure.
personal experience. I had to learn. You know what I'm saying? I had to learn how to take a deep breath first before I learn how to react. Before I start to react. You know?
I mean, that's the good part about being in prison. I know that sounds fucked up to even say it. That's one of the best parts is that you can look inside. You have time to reflect. And all people, not all people, but most people in the world, they're in a rat race. They're trying to keep up with the Joneses. They're working 60 hours a
All right.
week, and when here we have the time. But back to growing old in this motherfucker, right? Those things, that's a positive part of prison. You know, we get to look inside, make change, and um, Michigan has the oldest prison population in the nation on average. The oldest fucking prison population. Hell, right here in our facility, we have a geriatric unit full of people who've got 40 and 50 years in already. You hear
Crazy.
that, ladies and gentlemen? 40 and 50 years in prison already. Hey, I myself have 29 years in. Fuck.
Right. For sure.
So I'm going to tick off some of the things that I've went through for growing old for me. Family members die off. You know, most of these older guys that have been in prison for a really long time, they have no one left. They came to prison so young they didn't have children. And then now all their parents and grandparents, they're long gone, and their sisters and brothers are starting to pass away. And the system doesn't allow, they don't consider our nieces and nephews immediate family, so we're never even allowed to see them. Like I have a bunch of nieces and nephews I've never met. The system does not allow me to meet them. So growing old, I've been separated from my family. In the world, it passes us by. You know, the plantation overseers, they refuse to prepare us slaves for the future. They refuse to allow us to learn about simple things like technology. For example,
right,
I tried to order, remember when I tried to order the Windows for Dummies, the Microsoft Windows for Dummy book, and they rejected it?
Yeah.
They tell me I can't learn it, that it's a security threat. But all these new kids that come in, they already know it. So what makes, because I've been in prison for 30 years, I can't learn about technology? Same thing, I ordered an iPhone for Dummies. Actually, it was an iPhone for seniors book, so seniors could learn how to operate an iPhone. They rejected that, said it's a threat to security. But yet everybody that comes to prison in the last 10 years knows how to operate an iPhone. Why the fuck can't I learn how to operate one? I'm going to go home in 5 years. You think they would want me to learn how to do these things? So that's just another thing of growing old.
That's too much like right. That's too much like right. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You would think that. We don't want you gaining no knowledge in this bitch. We want you as you can.
Yeah.
So you can come back. So you can fill up these beds.
I equate it to the old slavery days when the masters never wanted the slaves to learn how to read or write. Remember how they had to sneak to learn it, and they would kill people that taught them how to read or write. You had to sneak to learn.
What's that?
Like in church, they would slowly start to teach the slaves how to read and write, and then the slaves started learning. Hey, man, we don't have to keep doing this shit.
Definitely. That's the best way. That's the best way to keep a motherfucker under control is to keep them illiterate.
Yeah, for sure. Yep. Poor diets. Tell them a little bit about. Well, we've talked about the diets, right? So we've talked about that.
It's just sodium based processed meat. More
lots
sodium.
of noodles and rice and potatoes.
A lot of noodles
carbs.
And rice, for sure.
And so they're basically trying to give us high blood pressure and diabetes, which is rampant in prison.
Right.
70%.
But they're trying to expedite the death sentence. They already putting you in here is automatically a death sentence because they give no fucks about you. So they're trying to expedite the bitch.
I swear it's like they have it timed out. So like they keep you alive right to when you're about to get out, and like 6 months later, once you're free, you die. Like they have some type of secret formula.
Real. There's no protein. There's no protein, dog.
No fucking protein, and it's so God, it's fucking horrible. So bad for your body. And meat they do give you is that red slime shit, which is horrible. Or you know, like you just said, the processed hot dogs and bologna. They give us hot
turkey
dogs
ham
5, 6, 7 times a week. Yeah, turkey. Fucking horrible shit. It's all full of nitrates and nitrates. It's all salty and I eat it. I ain't got no choice. Shit. You know what we can't forget? The older and more helpless you get, the more likely a target you become in prison for the predators. That means by predators, I mean predators that'll prey on you in any way whatsoever. They might prey on the old people sexually. Imagine you're an 80-year-old dude and you wake up and some dude's got his dick in your face and he's 25 years old. What the fuck are they supposed to do? You know, oh my God.
Motherfuckers is crazy. They crazy as fuck. For sure.
Yeah,
and they prey on you,
Horrible.
and they prey on them just because like they getting older in the process, but they weaker. You know what I'm saying? They think
Yeah,
they, you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
So they like, all right, we
That's
pushed
what I
over.
mean.
This is for like, exercise. That's all it is for
Yeah.
exercise. I see little Blank. I'm cool with Blank, right? Blank is a cool guy. He an old, fragile looking guy. You know what I'm saying? And everybody they be like, kind of like trying to run him over and stuff. I had to check the guys over there. I'm like, man, dog, leave this man alone. He ain't did nothing to nobody. All you want to do is watch football. That's the only thing you want to do is watch football. Leave that man alone.
Oh, that's the one that thinks that my POA job is a parking lot attendant, right?
Yeah.
Did I tell you about that? So when they call me, they'll say, Midcap, you got a POA, and that means I have to go do a suicide watch. Well, one day, this older dude, he says, what is that job they call you for all the time? I said, POA, that's parking lot attendant. I go out, sweep the parking lot, clean the cars, drive them down to the car wash. He was like, oh, man, how do I get one of them jobs?
He's talking about he gonna run. He's talking about he gonna run.
Yeah. He's like 100 years old.
Yeah, that's old as hell, man.
All right, so we were discussing old people being prey for predators.
Yeah. I think we touched bases on all like. I mean, not really, because a lot of these guys get like robbed too. Like, a lot of these young guys here, they real. I know you see it. I know everybody see it. Everybody's listening right now see it. All them young guys out there, they real reckless. They move with reckless abandon, right? And it don't stop when they come into this environment because they already have to personify, you know what I'm saying, a person that, you know what I'm saying? They got to personify like an evil, a necessary evil, you know what I'm saying? So they come in here and they prey on the weak because, or they even, you know what I'm saying, they even try people that's, you know what I'm saying, bigger and stronger than them, you know? Because they already have that perception that they have to be a certain way coming in prison. You see what I'm saying? So old guys get through it.
And our prison system is kind of like filled up with, you got a lot of old people and a lot of really young people. So,
a lot.
The middle-aged people aren't really, there ain't many of us.
No, really, for real, especially in prison, in Michigan.
And some of them, you know, anyone that takes advantage of an old person, that's like taking advantage of a little kid. It's the same thing. It's the same predatorial, fucked up nature, you know. And no matter what they're doing, whether they're trying to fuck them or they're trying to spend their money or they're trying to take their food or they're just trying to degrade them and make themselves feel better. Whatever happens, growing old in prison is a motherfucker.
It is.
Prison, you're taught don't tell and don't be a rat. But then when these guys get older, no one protects them. And then when they go in jail because some dude's trying to, you know, make them suck their dick or whatever or fucking take all their money, then everyone's like, oh, that old rat motherfucker. But, you know, like when I came to prison, old people were protected. Like the younger guys would protect the older guys to keep those things from happening. Nowadays, it's like the jungle. It's like every man for their fucking self.
Oh, it's kill to be killed. It's eat to be eaten.
Fucking horrible.
Yeah.
And that's a direct result of the way that fucking the world operates. The world is such a fucked up, evil place that shit is super intensified in here. You know? Well, let's move on from that part because that's just depressing. Let's go. I got another depressing part to add to the fucking growing old.
Stack them all there.
Healthcare.
Healthcare, growing old, and system with healthcare.
Oh my God! Yeah, you might as well say what. The reason we call it death care, in case you haven't listened to any of our other episodes on this plantation, we call healthcare death care because there's a good chance if you go over there, they're going to kill you.
Oh yeah, what's that? They go by that. They operate off the pine box policy. The quickest way to get you in that box, they did their job, man. They did their job. I don't know what. I don't know what sentence they got going on.
Yeah, they got nurses diagnosing you like they're doctors. I mean, fuck, I've been in prison 29 years, and I can count the number of times I've seen a doctor on one hand, two hands tops. But I'm gonna say one hand because I can only remember seeing a few doctors, and one of them motherfuckers tried to molest me. So, you know fucking even seeing the doctor is horrible.
Right.
It's just,
You know what I'm saying? I see this dude, the old guy, right? You know the dude with the back brace?
yeah.
The back
Oh,
brace?
yeah, yep.
He kind of
Yep.
old black guy. Old black guy. He
Whereas
was
a
walking
whole, like a
like
whole brace
bent.
covers his whole body.
Yeah. Well, for 5 years straight, he was walking bent on the yard, like he was looking down, like he lost something on the ground. He's walking like that for 5 years straight. Clearly, something's wrong with his back. Clearly. Now he just not got it. 5 years later, he just not got back surgery. Now he back good. I see somebody with another old guy, another old Chinese guy. He had the same thing, walking around with a walker. Whole goddamn front of his stomach all zipped up and stuff like that. The back, his spine all messed up. But they walk around like this for like a long period of time. Dre, he had tore his ACL, and they had him walking around on his ACL with a cane for like 6 months.
Yeah, because for one, they don't get to see a doctor, and the nurse keeps saying, "Oh, it's all right. You just need to take some Tylenol." "Oh, can I have Tylenol?" "No, you got to buy your own in the store."
You got to buy it. You got to wait 2 weeks to buy it.
What about George?
We don't give out Tylenol.
What about George? They unhooked his ass from his intestines. Remember when he had cancer?
Oh, man.
They unhooked his colon from his intestines. And then they told him, they put a bag on him. They said, "Nah, that costs too much money to rehook it. Just keep the bag going." Oh,
that was crazy, bro. That was crazy, man.
He had to sue them to make them hook his motherfucking ass back up to his intestines. Not that they couldn't.
And it sounds.
They just didn't want to spend the money.
They didn't want to spend the money, though. They won't want to spend the money. You would have to get your own doctors to get premium health care, like, you know what I'm saying, services, the whole thing. You have to get your own money, get your own doctor.
Yeah,
because
sure.
other than that, you do.
All right, let's move on from fucking healthcare. That's, oh my God, that's got me even more depressed than fucking the Predators. Hey, listen. I tell you what, I thank God every day that I'm gonna get out of here before I'm an old motherfucker.
For real,
thank you, Goddess. You are the greatest ever to get me out of here before I'm old and somebody's trying to motherfucking kill me in either healthcare or rape me or fucking do whatever the fucking shit that they do to all the old people. Move on to Social Security. Oh, listen, this is a good one. So I've been in prison 29 years. Came here when I was 20 years old. So when I get out, when it comes time for me to collect Social Security, I haven't paid into Social Security. They say I can't have it, even though I've worked. For 29 years straight, I've worked here on the plantation. I've slaved away at my job, nonstop, saving the state and federal government millions and millions of dollars. Yet they won't let me collect Social Security. Oh, they'll let you get it, but you get like $300 a month. So one day, years ago, I went to the counselor and I was like, "Hey, I want to start paying into Social Security." They're like, "Well, you can't do that." I said, "What the fuck you mean I can't do that? I work and I have money. I want to pay." They wouldn't even let me send money to the fucking. They wouldn't let me pay. They don't want me to fucking collect Social Security when I get out. That is fucking insane.
You can't reap no benefits.
Yeah, and listen, and they charge us taxes for the money we earn in here. We pay taxes whenever we go to the store or if we buy any product, shoes or clothing or store goods, anything. We pay taxes, and we still can't get no fucking Social Security. So again, growing old in prison, you can't save for your own retirement. I mean, you can if you hustle. You know how I do it. I hustle a lot for that reason. But most people can't save for their own retirement, and they can't pay into Social Security to at least have a security blanket for when they're old. So they're just fucked. That is such a horribly scary thought.
Oh yeah, most definitely. And all this shit may sound far-fetched. But this shit is our reality. It's our reality.
Yeah, it's designed to
just
take poor people out of the communities, men, and ruin those communities, and then put the poor people, the poor men, back into the poor communities and be an even further drain on them at the end of their life. So they keep you through all your prime years, right? And then they boot you back and ruining your communities. You know, like they've devastated the black communities, devastated them. Then you stick the men back into the communities when they're, in their 60s and say, "Okay, here you go, community, take care of them because we're not going to give them shit. We've kept them in all the years. We've used them up as a slave for all the productive years. He's he's worked and toiled on the fucking plantation, and when he's useless to the government, then they boot him out, send him back to his own community, inspect his community. He's now a drain on them. Suck more resources out of them so that they can't spend those resources on children. So then those children go right back into the same cycle and come to prison and slaves on the plantation and work for the man. And
school to prison pipeline, they perpetuating the same behavior. You know how it is, man. And they got the broken window theory.
Wait, I ain't heard that one. What's up with that?
Oh, the broken window theory, right? So they got, like, you know, on the east side of Detroit, there's a whole bunch of, like, you know what I'm saying, it's desolated land, it's abandoned buildings and things like that. Well, growing up in that environment, you're more likely to, like, perpetuate the idea that, all right, everything supposed to look like this.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? So we would start busting out windows and, you know what I'm saying, fucking up the whole, you know what I'm saying, the whole streets because we grew up looking at this shit.
Yeah, if you
as
live
opposed
in
to people that, you know what I'm saying, they got clean, you know,
You expect the shithole. It's like Plato, you know, in the cave. When you raise a child in a cave, he knows nothing but the inside of that cave. So when you take him out of it, he's fucked up. So I think they're going off the same idea. Imagine that you grow up and you live on the same 4 or 5. You see the same 4 or 5 blocks for your entire life till you're an adult, and it's a shithole. I mean, an absolute shithole. And then all of a sudden you're out of the shithole. You're fucked up. You're like, oh my God, I got to turn this place into a shithole wherever I go. Go to college. Oh, we better turn this into safe and comfortable. And you know, I get that. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, most definitely.
Speaking of the Social Security, of wanting to pay Social Security in here, jobs. So as the older men in here, as they get older and older and older, they can't work. So the state's gotten to a point where they make us buy everything. Like they give me 3 rolls of toilet paper. That's it, to last for 2 weeks, and it's shitty toilet paper. It doesn't last. So if I want more, I have to buy it myself, right? Well, same thing. Like I have to buy shampoo and soap and toothpaste and all those things to take care of myself. Imagine now that you're old, and there comes a point where they say, you're too old, you can't work. They actually tell you that. You're too old, you can't do the job. So there's no job you can do, right? Can't earn any fucking money, but yet you also can't get your essentials. So you don't get to buy extra toilet paper or toothpaste or whatever. That's why these old people, like I'm constantly giving them stuff, trying to help them out. Here, take this, here, go. You know, because the state has abandoned them. So then us in here who barely have anything as it is, we're forced to give the old people stuff to take care of them. It's
put them on indigent status. Put them on indigent status, and that's $11 a month.
Yeah, and that doesn't get you nothing. A bottle of shampoo is like $6.
Deodorant is $5.
Yeah, $5. So then you still don't get toothpaste and toothbrush.
Right.
Anyways, man, we were gonna run out of time. What do we do here live from the plantation?
We break the chains, my dude.
Break the chains. And today we broke the motherfucking chains on motherfucking growing old in prison. Take us out.
Most definitely. Life's a bitch and then you die. Tune in next week. Live from the plantation. If you don't, you better be asleep. Get your ass up. Press play. Mona, don't play with me.